Well, good morning and welcome to day 33 of my weight loss journey. Today I started off by doing my daily weigh-in, and much to my relief, I weighed 325.2. So the 2-pound increase from yesterday's weigh-in is now 2-pound decrease. Kind of a weird blip in the timeline of my daily weigh-ins. I've gotten a lot of people asking me why I'm weighing myself daily instead of doing it on like a weekly basis, which I would agree. I would recommend once a week for most people, or averaging your weight across multiple weeks. However, since I am documenting this entire thing online, I want to have all the data to review at the end and also be able to observe how certain things impact my weight on a day-to-day basis. Afterwards, I wrote myself a daily affirmation. Today's was, "Things won't always be this way." Right now, I would say things are going pretty well, but I'm all amped up, I just started this weight loss journey, I'm seeing good results, I'm working really hard, but that motivation's not always going to be there, and so just as a reminder to myself that eventually I will achieve a healthy baseline to operate from, so I won't have to be in a calorie deficit, I can kind of just maintain my physique and my health. And so while things are hard right now and, this won't ever go away, this is a lifelong commitment to being healthy and to keeping the weight off. Things will certainly be different once I've lost a majority of the weight that I have to lose. And then I took my progress pictures. Please ignore my sunburn today. Despite my best efforts, I did get a bit sunburnt at the pool yesterday. But nothing too major, so we're all good there. Today, I'm feeling great. I slept in a little bit. It's actually 9:30 right now. My quads are destroyed from my leg workout with my personal trainer yesterday. I don't know that I really covered that in the video, but I had a really good session, but now my legs are paying the price. As for today, I'm going to go get my meal prepped breakfast burrito and take my daily supplements and do all that morning stuff before doing some work in the office. In terms of fitness, I don't have a real plan right now. I want to get my 10,000 steps in, do some form of cardio, and probably do a strength training session on my tonal. But I'm kind of just going loosey-goosey with it today. I do have my first official therapy session today at 1 p.m., so that is kind of smack dab in the middle of the day. Which I'm really excited for because up to this point we've just kind of done our assessment session. So I will be sure to report back to you guys on how that went today and my thoughts around that. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's have a great day. All right, guys, so just wanted to show off the breakfast burrito I'm going to be eating today. I'm also going to be having a banana. One adjustment I made to the breakfast burrito is that same lightly breaded chicken y'all saw me eating the last couple of days. We got more of that, but in a spicy version. And I'm using that as the main meat and protein in the breakfast burrito instead of breakfast sausage. So a little bit lower in calorie, but honestly, I think it's going to taste even better. All right, guys. So after a couple hours of getting some work done in the office, it is time for lunch, which is going to be this meal prepped pasta salad. So this is protein pasta with Greek yogurt and mayonnaise dressing, and rotisserie chicken, red onions, bell pepper, and artichoke hearts. So I did try a spoonful of this yesterday, and I think that now that it's chilled and all the flavors have worked together, it's going to be better, but it definitely needs more salt. I think cold food usually needs more salt to taste good. But as you can see, this is a huge, chunky bowl of protein pasta salad, and I'm really excited to dig into this and see what I think. All right, let's give this stuff a try live on camera. Give you guys my unedited raw reaction to trying this pasta salad. It's a lot better now that I've added more salt and it's had some time to sit in the fridge. But yeah, it's good. It's like, I don't know if I'd see myself eating it like every day for weeks on end, but in terms of like my lunches this week, super convenient, tasty. So fairly happy with that. Very easy to make. If you guys have any questions about like the macros and the calories, I haven't figured out quite how many calories are in this one yet. I still have to do that today, but let me know in the comments. All right, guys, it is time for our strength training. I went through and I picked an individual workout that's going to work out my upper body instead of my legs, because I obviously am recovering from my leg day yesterday. So I'm really excited to get into it and push myself and work hard. So let's do it. Here we go with another workout breakdown. Our first main exercise is a chest press here on the bench. And the biggest difference in today's workout is we were doing drop sets with most of these exercises. Here I am doing a row I have my feet on the bench, sat on the ground, chest up high, pulling my elbows in by my sides. And this just kind of shows how versatile this home gym machine is. Next up, we have a seated shoulder press. And when I say drop set, what that means is on the last set of all these exercises, we would just go until failure, which is my first time doing this on the tonal, and I enjoyed it a lot. Here we are with a standing chest fly. Love this move. Although I do think my form leaves a little bit to be desired. Looking good there. And now we have a single arm lat pull down. So obviously we're working just the right side here with this movement, trying to contract the lat and focus on that muscle group. And if we do it on one side, we have to do it to the other. So once again, single arm lat pull down. And then we had this like cable chop movement, which is supposed to be a core movement. I'm not entirely sure that I'm doing this correctly. We did do this on both sides, but I only included footage of this side because of the camera angle. It was a little bit better. And now we have a standing overhead tricep extension, something like that. I'm not exactly sure what the real name of this is, but it's the first time doing these, so I definitely need to work on my form, but I felt it in my triceps. And then we ended off with some hammer curls. So just showcase the main exercises in today's workout. No warm up or cool down, but there was a warm up and a cool down. And obviously there was multiple sets of all of these exercises, but pretty good workout for just picking a one-off thing to do today. Whew. All right, guys. Well, workout is done. All in all, for just picking a random set of muscles that I wanted to work, I'm pretty happy with that. We did drop sets, which is my first time doing that on the tonal. And it's an interesting little mental challenge to push yourself to failure. I like that training a lot. My arms, my chest definitely feel pumped up from that. So good little strength workout. The plan from here is going to be to go to the gym to do some cardio. I think I want to do some cycling, but if that's proving to be a little bit much on my legs after the leg day, then we'll probably just do some incline treadmill. But like I said, I'm going to go do some cardio, and if I'm already at the gym, I might get some steps in as well too once I'm done, because I haven't done any walking yet today for my daily step goal. So all in all, I feel pretty good, and another workout done. I realize now that we didn't talk about the therapy session yet. So right before this strength workout, I just got out of my therapy session. It was my first real session with the therapist, and it was great. We're still kind of in a phase where they're getting to know me more, a bit more about my background, things I like about myself, strengths, weaknesses, and without going into too much detail, I enjoyed it. It was nice being able to, talk to another human being and relay some about my experiences and some of the stuff that I'm going through. One thing that I did think that was super cool is I was just telling my wife this morning how I was feeling a little bit mentally fatigued. We're more than a month in to this weight loss journey, and despite my efforts, there's no real way that I can speed up the weight loss, right? Not in a healthy, sustainable way anyway. So all that I have to do is show up every day and stick to the plan. But in doing so, and going to the gym twice a day and eating the meal prep, I just feel like I've kind of been in a little bit of a rut these past couple of days. And so what was really cool is at the end of my therapy session, they recommended that I do something to break up my routine. They told me to search 15 15 self-care challenges. And so I typed that into my search engine, and sure enough, it pulls up a list of all sorts of things that you can do for your mental health and to kind of break up the routine that you might be in. Things like making a mood board, turning off your phone for the day, going outside, meditating, cleaning your office, all sorts of these activities that you can just kind of slip into your schedule to try to help break up the monotony of the day-to-day. And so I thought it was cool that without even telling the therapist that that's somewhat how I was feeling, was just a bit mentally exhausted with everything, they had kind of picked up on something and had suggested this routine break for me in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to do my best to apply that. I looked through the list, and I think there's a couple things on there that we can definitely mix into the routine these next couple of weeks to hopefully keep me excited and engaged and not just going through the motions. But yes, very good session. So far, I'm liking the therapy, and I think it'll be beneficial in the long term with what we're trying to accomplish here on the channel. So just wanted to give you all that update. All right, guys, so after that workout, I've got one serving of my protein shake that I'm going to drink on my way to the gym to go do my cardio. One thing I'm not sure about is if I'm drinking enough, or eating enough, I should say, protein. That's what I've seen online for body recomposition. You're supposed to eat about 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. But for me, that would be like 190 to 200 grams of protein. And right now in my daily diet, I'll know a better answer later when I look up my lunch, but I'd estimate that I'm probably getting anywhere between 115 to 130. And so I need to figure out if I need to be upping the protein. That way I don't burn through all my lean mass tissue. But if anybody's watching this and you're like a dietitian, nutritionist, someone who's lost a bunch of weight and built muscle at the same time, let me know if 125 grams of protein is a high enough goal while I'm in my calorie deficit to hopefully be able to build some muscle while losing fat. All right, guys. Well, after like 3 hours of exercise, I'm finally home. At least it felt like that. So we did our weightlifting, had a protein shake. Then I did 30 minutes of cycling at the gym, and then an hour of walking on the treadmill. So all the exercise is done for the day. I just need a few more steps to cross 10,000, which I should get no problem. On the way home from the gym, I stopped by the grocery store, and I got to give a shout out to Dr. Mike Israetel on YouTube for putting me on game. I had no idea that there was such a thing as 0 sugar, like 5 calorie juices. And so I got that on the way home because I figured a glass of juice in the morning could really get me going. But after that trip to the grocery store to grab that and a few other things, I'm home. So now it's time for a shower and basically rest. It's been a long day. All right, guys, so it is dinner time, and this is the meal prep I have for this week. It's hard to see, but there's some shrimp in there. I've got rice, shrimp, and broccoli. With this meal, I'm also going to be adding the soy sauce Dijon mustard sauce that I love to eat with shrimp and fish and rice. And altogether, this meal is only actually about 400 calories. I went a little light on the shrimp, when in reality, that's probably what I should have been eating more of, but I only cooked 1 package for my meal prep. So I'm going to enjoy this dinner, hang out with the wifey, and then later I need to calculate all the macros for today's meals that I ate. Y'all, we're finally going to watch the Minecraft movie! Woo! Well, we just finished the Minecraft movie. What'd you think, babe?
It was good.
It was all right.
Cringe.
It was pretty cringe, but pretty good. I was emotional. You know, if you know about the Legends Dennis. Really the star of the film. But no, it was fun. As someone who's played Minecraft like my entire life, I enjoyed it. And yeah, that's what our evening activity for the day was. So there you have it, unofficial review of the Minecraft movie. All right, guys, so last thing that I'm doing tonight, I went through and I made a list of every ingredient that I've used for my meal prep for the next couple of days, just to kind of see where we're at calorie-wise with what I'm eating, as well as my protein intake, which I suspected was a bit low. But I am pleased to announce that sticking to my meal plan, it comes to 1,834 calories total, with 200 grams of carbs, 69.6 grams from fat, and 151.45 grams of protein. Now, if we're going off of the rule of 1 gram of protein per pound of lean mass, when I did my DEXA scan, it was around 180 pounds. So I'm about 30 grams shy of what the upper recommendation is of protein intake to build muscle while burning fat, which is actually a lot closer than I thought it was before. So honestly, I'm pretty okay with this. I do kind of wish that the fat was a bit lower, and obviously my goal intake for calories is 2,200. So what this means is if I just do a double serving of my protein shake, I will be at 176 grams of protein, which is pretty much right on the money, and I will be at 2,000 calories total. So once again, the temptation there is to not eat that many calories and just lose the weight faster. But if I want to do this in a sustainable manner and achieve my goal of building muscle while losing fat, then I think if we just keep this meal plan the same for the next 3 days, double up on the protein shake, and make sure that I'm working hard and getting good lifts in, the next 3 days should be set. And I guess I'll just have to calculate all this over again when I change up the meal plan inevitably. But yeah, so that's our update. That's all the food that I've eaten today, and it should mean that we're right on track with our goals. But now it's time for bed because we need sleep too. Sleep is another big goal. So just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with my weight loss journey. Stay motivated, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.